planet was cold and broken. Long ago, it had green trees, fresh air, and blue lakes. Now, it was filled with dust, ruins, and silent buildings. No one lived there anymore, or so people thought. Kayla lived in the shadows. Her small body hid behind old metal walls. Her clothes were torn, and her face was covered in dirt. Her hair was long and full of knots. She had not spoken to anyone in many years. She was half human and half Phalian. Both sides had rejected her. She was called dirty, dangerous, and cursed. She ate old food packs left behind in the ruins. She drank water from broken pipes. Every day she moved from place to place, afraid someone might see her. Once, she saw a human patrol, but they ignored her. She had learned to stay silent and out of sight. One morning, Kayla felt the ground shake. A strange sound came from the sky. She looked up and saw a ship landing. It was big and silver. It had a symbol of Earth on the side. She hid behind a wall and watched. A group of humans came out. They wore clean suits and helmets. One of them was tall with short brown hair. His name was Ryan Carter. He was the leader. The others followed him as they walked through the ruins. They used scanners and talked to each other. Ryan stopped near an old building. He looked around and walked slowly toward a collapsed wall. Behind that wall, Kayla was hiding. She held her breath. Her heart beat fast. She did not want to be seen. Ryan moved a piece of metal and saw her. She looked at him with wide eyes. Her face was full of fear. Ryan did not move quickly. He raised one hand to show he meant no harm. "It's okay," he said in a calm voice. "We won't hurt you." Kayla did not answer. She stayed still. Ryan looked at the others. "She's alive. We're taking her with us." One man shook his head. "She's filthy. Could be dangerous." Ryan looked at Kayla again. "She's just a girl. We don't leave people behind." They gave her a blanket and led her slowly to the ship. She did not fight. She was too tired. For the first time in many years, someone had spoken to her kindly. Inside the ship, the lights were bright and clean. Kayla squinted and looked around. She had never seen anything so new. A soft voice came from a machine. "Please enter the decontamination room." Ryan pointed to the room. "It's just a wash. You'll be safe." Kayla walked inside. The doors closed. Warm mist filled the space. The dirt on her skin washed away. Her hair became soft. Her face was no longer hidden. The machine gave her clean clothes. When she stepped out, everyone looked at her. She was still afraid. Ryan gave her a small nod. "You're safe now. You're part of the crew." She did not speak, but her eyes showed something new. Hope. He led her to a quiet room near the medical area. "You can rest here," he said. Kayla sat on the bed. It was soft. She looked around and saw a small desk and a notebook. Slowly, she picked up a pen and began to draw. She did not know why, but her hand moved on its own. Outside the room, some of the crew talked in whispers. "Why is she here? She's not one of us. She's part alien. What if she's dangerous?" Ryan heard them all but said nothing. He walked away, thinking, there was something about Kayla, something more than anyone could see. That night, Kayla dreamed of her mother, of warm arms and soft words she had not dreamed in years. She held the notebook close and whispered the name Ryan. For the first time in a long time, she felt she belonged somewhere. Kayla woke up early. The room was quiet. Light came from the small window. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she remembered the ship, the people, and the man named Ryan. She sat up slowly and looked around. The bed was soft and the blanket warm. On the desk, her notebook was open. She had drawn pictures the night before, faces, stars, broken buildings. She touched the page inside. There was a knock at the door. It opened, and a young woman stepped in. She had dark hair tied back and a kind smile. Her name was Mia. "Good morning," Mia said. "Captain Ryan asked me to check on you." Kayla nodded but did not speak. Mia placed a tray of food on the desk. Warm bread, fruit, and a cup of water. "Eat," Mia said. "You need strength." Kayla ate slowly. It was the first warm food she had in years. Mia sat down and watched her. "Do you like to draw?" she asked. Kayla looked at her and nodded. "You're safe here," Mia said. "We're not like the others." Kayla wanted to believe her, but fear still lived in her heart. Too many lies had been told before. Later that day, Ryan came to see her. He walked with quiet steps and sat on the chair across from her. "We scanned your health," he said. "You're strong, better than expected." Kayla looked at him but said nothing. "I know you've been through pain," he said, "but I need to understand who you are." Kayla opened her notebook. She turned the pages and showed him a drawing. It was a tall building with a flag. People were running, fire in the sky. "My home," she said softly. "It burned." Ryan nodded slowly. "Do you remember who did it?" Kayla pointed to a mark on the flag. "It was part alien, part human. Both," she said. Ryan stayed quiet. He could see the sadness in her eyes. In the medical room, a machine beeped. The doctor showed Ryan something. "Her body holds a rare code," the doctor said. "A mix of human and alien genes. Very old. Could be useful." Ryan looked at the screen. "We don't treat people like tools." The doctor nodded but said nothing more. Outside the room, some of the crew talked again. "She shouldn't be here. She's not one of us. Why is Ryan protecting her?" Ryan heard their words, but he remembered Kella's eyes, her silence, her pain. He would not turn away. Later that night, Kayla walked slowly through the hallway. She saw stars through the glass wall. Her eyes grew wide. She had never seen them so clear. Mia joined her. "Beautiful, right?" Kayla nodded. She touched the glass gently. "I miss my mother," Kayla said. "I lost mine too," Mia replied. In the war, they stood side by side in silence. A few days passed. Kayla began to speak more. She told Mia about her people. They lived in peace before the war. Then the humans came. Then the aliens came. No one helped them. Everyone called them dirty. Ryan listened to her stories. He started to understand her pain. One evening, a message came from Earth. A council wanted Kayla sent back. They wanted to study her, use her code. Ryan said no. She is not a test subject. A man from the council replied, "She could help millions. We must act." Ryan turned off the screen. He looked at Kayla, sitting in her room. She was drawing again. He knew others would come. He knew danger was near. But he also knew Kayla was more than her past. She was alive. She was strong. She was not alone anymore. Kayla sat at her desk, drawing again. Her hands moved with care, sketching faces and shapes from her memories. The ship hummed softly around her. Outside, space was dark and quiet, but inside the room, her world was growing. Ryan walked in with a tablet. He placed it on her desk and sat across from her. "I need to ask you something," he said. Kayla looked at him and waited. "This code in your body, it's very old. Some doctors say it could fix the sickness that started after the war. Do you know where it came from?" Kayla thought for a moment, and she nodded slowly. "My mother, she said it was a gift, passed down, hidden in us." Ryan leaned forward. "Do you know what it does?" Kayla shook her head. "Only that it makes us strong, it heals." But others feared it. Ryan looked at her. He could see she was telling the truth. Mia came in with a small device. She handed it to Ryan. "This shows how her cells repair themselves. It's more advanced than ours." Ryan looked at Kayla. "We need to be careful. If others find out, they may come for you." Kayla looked down. "I don't want to be taken. I just want to live." Ryan nodded. "You're safe here." Later, Kayla sat with Mia in the ship's garden room. Small plants grew in boxes with lights above them. The air smelled fresh. "My father was human," Kayla said. "He left when I was small. I never saw him again." Mia listened. "My mother said he was kind," Kayla continued, "but afraid. He didn't want others to see me." Mia touched her hand. "You're not alone anymore." Kayla smiled for the first time. That night, a message came from Earth. It was not from the council. It was from a private group. They offered money, ships, and supplies in exchange for Kayla. Ryan read the message in silence. He did not reply. He met with the crew. Some wanted to give Kayla up. Others stood with Ryan. One man said we could save many people. "Her gift is rare." Ryan said, "She's not a gift. She's a person." The room went quiet. Ryan looked at them all. "If we give her away, we become like those who started the war." Some nodded. Some stayed silent. Ayla stood outside the room and heard everything. She turned and walked away. She went to the ship's engine room and sat on the floor. Her heart was heavy. She felt like a burden. Mia found her there. "Why did you leave your room?" "They're fighting over me," Kayla said, "like I'm a thing." Mia sat beside her. "You are not a thing. Ryan is trying to protect you." "He should not have to," Kayla said. "I bring trouble." Mia looked at her. "You bring truth and maybe change." Suddenly, alarms rang through the ship. Red lights flashed. Ryan's voice came through the speaker. "All crew, report to stations. We're under attack." Kayla and Mia ran to the control room. On the screen, a dark ship approached fast. It had no flag, no signal. It was a mercenary ship. "They know she's here," Ryan said. "They want her." The ship shook as blasts hit the side. Crew members moved quickly, trying to protect systems. "Get to the escape pods," Ryan shouted. Mia pulled Kella's hand. "Come with me." They ran through narrow halls. Smoke filled the air. Sparks flew from the walls. In a small room, Ryan met them. He was bleeding from his arm. Kayla gasped. "You're hurt." "It's nothing," Ryan said. "We have to go." He opened the pod door. They stepped inside. The door closed. The ship shook again, then silence. Ryan pressed a button. The pod launched into space. Through the window, they saw their ship break apart. Fire and metal spread across the dark sky. Kayla held Ryan's hand. He looked at her. "You're safe now, I promise." "Wait." She looked out the window and whispered, "Thank you." The pod floated toward a hidden outpost. Far from war, far from greed. Kayla closed her eyes and felt peace. For now. The escape pod moved through space. It was small and quiet. Kayla sat close to Ryan. He was weak from his injury. Mia checked his arm and wrapped it with cloth from a supply kit. Outside the window, stars passed by. In the distance, a small moon came into view. It was cold and dark, but it had a hidden Earth outpost underground. Ryan spoke with a soft voice. "We'll land there. They owe me a favor." The pod landed safely near a mountain. Doors opened and cold air rushed in. Kayla helped Ryan walk. Mia carried supplies. They reached a metal door built into the rock. Ryan pressed his hand on the scanner. A green light blinked, and the door opened. Inside, warm lights turned on. A tall man in uniform stepped forward. His name was Clark. He looked at Ryan and then at Kayla. "What happened to your ship?" he asked. "Gone," Ryan said. "They wanted the girl." Clark looked at Kayla with wide eyes. "She's the one everyone is talking about." "Yes," Ryan said. "But she is not what they say." Clark nodded. "You can stay for now." But they were given rooms in the lower level. Medical staff came to check on Ryan. Kayla stayed by his side. She watched as they cleaned the wound and gave him medicine. "He'll be okay," the doctor said, "but he needs rest." Kayla sat beside the bed and drew in her notebook. She drew the escape pod, the stars, and Ryan holding her hand. Mia walked in and sat beside her. "You saved him," she said. Kayla shook her head. "He saved me." Mia smiled. "You both saved each other?" The next day, Clark called Ryan to the command room. Kayla and Mia followed. "We picked up a message," Clark said. "They know you escaped. They're searching nearby systems." Ryan looked at the screen. "We can't stay here long." Clark nodded. "We have an old transport ship. It's slow but hidden. It can take you to a safer place." Kayla looked worried. "Will they always chase me?" Ryan turned to her. "Not forever. We'll find a place where no one can touch you." For the next few days, they prepared to leave. Mia gathered supplies. Kayla trained with one of Clark's soldiers. She learned how to move quietly and defend herself. At night, Kayla sat alone, looking at the stars. She thought of her mother and the day her home was destroyed. She remembered the voices calling her dirty. She remembered hiding in silence. But now, things were different. She had people who cared, people who fought for her. The transport ship was ready, It was hidden deep inside the base. It looked old, with rust on the sides, but it worked. Clark stood by the door. "Take this ship and go to Zone 7. There's a man named Harris there. He helps people like her." Ryan shook his hand. "Ain't you?" Kayla looked at Clark. "Why are you helping us?" He smiled. "Because I was once saved too." They entered the ship. The engines started. The ship lifted off slowly and moved into space. Inside, Kayla sat beside a window. Mia sat across from her, checking the navigation system. Ryan rested in the back. Kayla looked out. She felt something new. Not fear, not sadness. It was a small feeling of peace. "We'll make it," Mia said. Kayla nodded. "I believe you." As the stars passed by, Kayla opened her notebook again. She drew the new ship, the base, and the people who helped her. She wrote one line under the drawing, "Not alone anymore." Far behind them, the people who wanted her still searched, but they were getting farther each day. Kayla closed her eyes and whispered a promise. "I will not hide again." She was ready for whatever came next. The ship flew through quiet space. Ryan sat near the control panel, watching the stars. His arm had healed, but he still felt tired. Mia checked the systems while Kayla looked at the map on the screen. "Zone 7 is close," Mia said. "Maybe one more day." Kayla nodded. She felt calm but also nervous. What would they find there? Would it really be safe? Ryan looked at her. "You've come far? You're not the same girl I found in the ruins." Kayla gave a small smile. "I feel different." The ship landed on a quiet planet covered in green hills and tall trees. A small city stood near a river. It looked peaceful. They were welcomed by a man named Harris. He had gray hair and kind eyes. He led them to a safe house on the edge of the city. "You can stay here," Harris said. "No one will find you." Kayla looked around. The house was simple but clean. The windows showed a clear sky. She felt safe. Over the next few weeks, Kayla started school in the city. She wore clean clothes and carried books. Some students looked at her with curious eyes. Her skin still had the soft marks of her alien side, but no one called her dirty. Not anymore. Mia got a job helping with science research. Ryan worked as a trainer for young pilots. Life began to feel normal. Kayla often visited the park by the river. She would sit and draw the people, the trees, and the sky. One day a teacher saw her drawings and invited her to speak at a school event. She stood in front of a small group and told her story. Her voice was clear. She talked about the war, the ruins, the fear, and how Ryan had helped her. "I was alone," she said. "People called me too filthy to touch. But someone saw me as a person, not a danger, not a mistake." The room was silent. Then came soft claps. A young girl walked up to her and hugged her. Word spread fast. A few weeks later, Kayla was asked to speak at a peace meeting in the main city. Leaders from Earth and alien groups were coming. It was a chance to talk about a new future. Ryan was unsure. "It might be dangerous," he said. Kayla looked at him. "But it's right. I have to speak. Not just for me, but for others like me." The hall was large and full of people. Lights shone down on the stage. Kayla stepped up, holding her notebook. She looked at the faces. Some were human, some were not. All were watching. "I was born between two worlds," she said. "Both sides called me wrong. But I'm still here. I survived. I learned to hope." She held up a drawing of her ruined home. Then one of the ship. Then one of the safe house. "This is my story," she said. "And I want peace. Not just for me, for everyone." The room stayed quiet. Then someone stood and clapped. Then another. Soon the whole hall was filled with claps. After the meeting, reporters asked questions. People came to thank her. Some cried, some smiled. Back at the house, Ryan, Mia, and Kayla sat by the window. "You were brave," Mia said. Kayla looked outside. The stars were bright. "I was once hidden in the dark," she said. "Now I live in the light." Ryan nodded. "And you helped others find it too." Kayla closed her notebook. She no longer needed to hide behind her drawings. She had spoken. She had stood tall. And the world had listened.